Fiddle-a-day, my name is Mite Wereball. Welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. There's been another murder. We don't know who it is. They're trying to suggest it's Kyoko. I call it bullshit. So let's investigate. Okay, time to get started. I need to check anywhere that may be important from one end to the other. I just need to do what I always do. And that is to state the blindingly obvious. That's his superpower. Okay, dead body. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe then I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. Well, straight away, what is this? Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails, and they're really long. They seem like they'd get in the way of normal activity. Okay, no, I'm not so much looking at the nails as so much as the tattoo. There's something on the back of her right hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it's a wolf head, isn't it? It looks like it's a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. Tattoo on the right hand has been added to the truth bullet section. Kirigi doesn't seem like the sort of lass that would have red fake nails, to be honest. The lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. Oh, after the body blew up, I was confused as to why I would say it was wet. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it, which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? Okay. Why, though? That's a bit weird. The white jacket the victim was wearing got totally burnt up. There's only one little piece left. The upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion, so it's totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. Why is the lower half not wet? That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on the part that was on fire, the top half, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? Exploded body analysis has been added to the truth bullet section. Well, make it obvious that there's something obviously exceedingly weird about this. You didn't say anything else if I click on that, did it? Nah, nothing. Okay. What else we got? What is this? Is it the mask? These look like fragments of something. They're all burnt, so I can't really be sure, but I feel like I've seen something like it before. But where? Wait, was it there? I'll have to double check that later. Nah, I'm not. It's not clicking on me. Where that's come from? There's a knife lying on the ground. Is this? It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. The Monokuma file said the knife went all the way through the body from the front to back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Either way, this knife, it looks really familiar. Wait, is this? That's it. It's the knife that person was holding. This is getting really weird. There are just too many strange coincidences. I still don't know also that they're not pointing at the fact that the jacket was on back to front. It had been put on inside out, or however you want to describe it. Whoever the person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And that same knife was used to stab that same masked attacker we found here. So, maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked, I was in a kind of trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife. And maybe then And if this really is Kyoko, it would mean that Kyoko was the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. Knife at the crime scene being added to the truth bullet section. Right, okay, so... No, wait. Did it say what time the death happened at? The body struck me up, but doesn't say when they died. Because I was going to say being wet and blah 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 would have anything to do with the water pressure. So who does that body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not going to look. I don't want to faint anymore. Listen, Makoto, do you remember how the body looked? You know, before it blew up? If I remember right, It was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Also, there was a knife sticking out of the stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Byakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody, but for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it. Wow, thanks. That was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better too. So thank you too. So it was a fake body then. And that's a dummy now. Surely that's kind of what they're hinting at. Hiro, what are you saying? It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and? Oh, well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. And the body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember what that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock as usual, and I headed for the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. Then I headed to the gym where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it then? 9 o'clock. Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. That's right. It had to have been right around 9 o'clock. Ah, now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure that the body was found at 9 a.m. Okay, my job's done. That's a pretty small job. And the body was found. So the body was found at 9. Yeah, they are going to link this into the fact that the whole body's not soaking wet because of the sprinkler system. Bacula, good timing, Makoto. I wanted to talk to you. Did you now? What did you want to talk to me about? I'd like to hear your alibi. Alibi? Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. Why are you asking about that now? What's nighttime got to do with it? Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma. Hiro's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was no body here. So the murder could only have taken place at some point during nighttime, after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's rooms to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all 4 of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko. And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well. But you never came to the door, so where precisely were you? I'm telling the truth, I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so that's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be at quite the disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? No shit, Sherlock. Nah, it's perfectly fine. Okay. Checking here. Is there any clues in here? Just to be sure, I should take a look in the tool shed. This room is dusty and disorganized. In other words, a pretty stereotypical tool shed. Is this a tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. The top is wet and covered with mud and grime, but the underside is totally clean and completely dry. One side of that tarp is wet and dirty. Something about that bothered me. Tarp's been added to the Truth Blood section. There's one thing in here that concerns me. And that would be the flower pots. I knew it. These flower pots have nothing to do with the case. Damn it, I was so close. The lawnmower. There's a lawnmower here. I don't think it has anything to do with the mystery corpse. How can you be sure it was the compost? I really hope there aren't any clues hidden in the fertilizer. Alright, let's look at the pickaxe. There's something carved into the handle of this pickaxe. Crazy diamond. That's the same thing that was written on the back of Mondo's coat. This pickaxe is connected to Mondo somehow. It's definitely intriguing, but now's not the time to worry about it. Is it the stanky hoe standing here? These tools have nothing to do with the case. What? That's everything here, isn't it? Yeah. Leave the tool shed. He's just spouting push to put me off. Chickens! Was it the chickens? Did they do it? I remember there were some chickens in the chicken coop. There's only 4. What happened to the 5th chicken? Hina, did you eat the chicken? I count 4 chickens. Huh? 4? What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course, there were precisely 5. Yeah, right? What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. Huh? Ah! That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared. I was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then. What are we going to do? Going from 5 to 4 is going to have an impact on the structure of the world. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to ignore Hiro and focus on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? It was the chicken that did it. Boom. Case solved. Next one. Okay, this is the panel that controls the sprinklers. They're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Hold on. So the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then if the body was here before, then the sprinklers should have gotten it wet. Which would mean the murder must have taken place after 7:30. I think I've checked everything I need in this area, but I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check. Specifically the fragment I found before. There's somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions. And I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? If that's true... Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko never was the kind of person to talk about... I'll say that again. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. But the key to her room... I will simply limit your options. I can't allow you to engage in any further suspicious activity. Limit my options? Give me the key to your room. I don't have a choice. I have to see if you'll let me borrow her room key. Or just look at the letter that she gave you saying that if anything happened to her, read it. You know, that one. No? Alright, let's speak to... Hey, Byakuya? If you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it later at the class trial. Oh no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take the risk. You're the prime suspect after all. Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see. Depending on my mood, I may go with you. Or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay, in the meantime, I should look around elsewhere. Maybe I should check out that one area. I like how you're being so fucking vague just to dick me over, because I don't remember where the hell I'm supposed to be going. Right, let's have a looky. Guessing it's you I'm supposed to look at. Monokuma's laying dismantled on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here. Oh, I figured it wouldn't be here. Oh, okay, so that's what it does. I just found something. What is it? It's what? A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure. A bomb? And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about it. The fragments I found in the garden. Fragments in the dead body's been updated. Okay, I've checked everything else I can think of. All that's left now is Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden and ask old Bacula. Count Bacula. Bacula, old buddy. You think you can go soon, Byakuya? You wanted to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well, let's go. Ah, wait for me! Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him on our way out to the dorms. Well then, here we go. Byakuya took out the key and slid it into the keyhole, and then... And it's open. Looks like it. Thanks. Alright, let's have a look-see. Nothing too exciting. So, this is Kyoko's room. Well, first things first, what is this? There's something on the table. It's a woodblock decoration. What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. The lockers at those really traditional public bathhouses use them for their lockers. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. That doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that. But if it is a key, I think I might know what it unlocks. Really? What? Unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go to. The dojo? Woodblock key's been added to this section of your handbook. She's left that there on purpose to be found by us, hasn't she? Here's her bed. I don't see anything interesting here, at least not as far as the case is concerned. What about the toilets? Here's a bathroom. Should I have certain articles hanging out to dry? I'd better not look inside. Dude, you're trying to fucking find any reason that you're innocent in this case. Fucking... why? You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You wanted to come here, right? So what is it you're looking for? Nothing in particular. I just thought we might find some kind of clue here. A clue that might help us understand Kyoko. You can't be serious. That's why you made me take time out of my search to come here. Sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you have something more concrete. Something to give us some sort of direction here. More concrete. Oh, I know. Earlier Kyoko gave me something. Now you remember. You utter gammon steak, you. Huh? What's this? Consider it a symbol of my determination. Don't open it yet. Only open it if something ever happens to me. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Found it. What's in the envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it. Well, something has certainly happened, so open it. Oh, okay. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets. That's all that was in there? Yeah, it looks like it. Under the sheets, what could it be? Oh, I wonder. Fucking idiot. But could something be hidden under the bed sheets? Part of me didn't expect to find anything, but as I lifted up the sheets... What's this? I found a crumpled up piece of paper. Class 78 Student Registry. Mukuro Ikusaba. It appears to be Mukuro Ikusaba's profile. Yeah, it looks like it. That's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room, along with the key. God, you're so annoying. Fine, I'll tell you. It was a key and... redacted. That's it. This must be the blank that Monokuma was talking about. The Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing, and that is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Oh, okay. I made an effort to pull myself together, then looked down at the profile sheet. Name, Mukuro Ikusaba. Sex, female. The ultimate soldier. The ultimate soldier? What was the ultimate despair? Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed she had joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. Fenrir. That's a wolf. The tattoo was a wolf. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, that she'd received battle training of her own volition. Isn't Fenrir a wolf? Yeah, he is. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. Mukuro's profile has been added to the Truthblood section of your handbook. The Ultimate Soldier, a mercenary group. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in is like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction and the other is sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different this is. That's how I saw things as just an ordinary person, but then... I never imagined I would hear the name Fenrir in a place like this. Huh? You recognize it? The Fenrir Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of a world totally removed from the one I live in. I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumour I've heard says that Fenrir has already... Whoa! I feel like our hero is becoming a bit player, and the bit player is becoming our hero. Ah, it's you! What have you got in your pretty little hand there?
Uh-oh, you found her profile?
So what if we did?
Don't freak out on me. I'm not going to hold it against you or anything. And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivorous, you know. Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about those regulations of yours. Of course I am. A proper school life is built on the dedication to organization and order. Which is why even I, as the school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself.
Oh, so you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well?
Absolutely. I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is, now can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting?
Interesting?
It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I ever told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking I should probably clarify that. When you all first got together in the main hallway back when, there were 15 people there, right? I think that first meeting may have led to a little misunderstanding among you all.
Misunderstanding? Are you saying...
That's right. There weren't actually 15 of you. The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16.
16, then? Mikuru Ikusaba, the 16th student lying hidden somewhere in the school, the one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her. The 16th student, Mikuru Ikusaba, she's part of the school life. So the one making all the regulations is... Why?
Did you say something?
Why are you telling us this?
Oh, well, because... Like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And since we've got so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know? Makes sense. Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you.
Revenge?
I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kirikiri, so I'm going to share a little secret with you.
Seriously?
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in day out all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but... She wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see.
What?
Okay, now that's all you get.
Monokuma's account, okay. Kyoko wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars. Wait, so on the back of her hand... The tattoo. Wait, but no. Monokuma specifically said they were scars, right? And that's why Kyoko wears those gloves, to hide the scars, which means... Those fake nails on the corpse. Are you thinking about Kyoko again? Huh? Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap? God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mikuru was a student here. Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Mikuru is the one creating the rules to the game. But why would he tell us that, and why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mikuru is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Mikuru is related to the case? Perhaps she's the one who killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we would have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing game. Mikuru is the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began. But, based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind. Mikuru Ikusaba isn't the culprit. Huh? What makes you say that? We thought Mikuru, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Mirakuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point. Makuro giving us information would raise questions about her would be bold to say the least. It makes more sense then to assume that Makuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Makuro and come to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. The way you say it, it definitely does seem possible, but if that's really true, if Makuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out if that key and the dojo are really connected. Well, are you coming? Okay, dojo lockers. This one at the end? There are wooden lockers here. They used woodblock keys, just like at those super traditional public bathhouses. It looks like the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go to one of these lockers. Mikoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right? That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found in that locker, right? Well, just try it. Okay. I took out the woodblock key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock and click. The locker eagerly accepted the key and it opened. There are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Titanium arrows have been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's a wadded up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. Is that a bloodstain? If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow, but how could it possibly be involved? Bloody duct tape has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Something wrong? It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room? Or perhaps... Byakuya? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue to the next location. Huh? What next location? There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenrir. Fenrir? You mean the mercenary group that Makuro was a part of? But how are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in the school would you go to do research on something? Research? Are you talking about the archive? That's right, the archive has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to. We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. Okay. I believe there was a file related to Fenrir somewhere over here. Byakuya seemed to know the archive at the back of his hand and went straight to a shelf in the back. Ah, here we go. He quickly returned with a file in hand. No, that's what okay, I was a millimeter off him, but fine. Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? Boom, there you go, tattoo in the back of the hand. How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever. I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Fine, I will learn Peruvian and I will speak that to you. There, how's that 100 times over? Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate that they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they'd acquired. Some, however, believe there was a mounting internal tension within the group, and they simply imploded. What is it? That all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality, the only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So, did anything jump out at you? This may be our last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it, the report said something about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? That's right. It is said Fenrir is the wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. Like the back of a hand? What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir? Could that mean... Makuru's profile has been updated to the truth bullets. Ding dong, ding dong. Is that it? Time up?
Time is utterly silent and yet constantly assaults us, organisms, the earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it is time to begin the class trial. So please, meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
My throat's starting to die, I think. Then the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial. It would seem that way. Let's go. Brum 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 brum. Whoa! Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together? Just two of you? What, are you jealous? Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself? Stop talking and brace yourself. He'll be here any second. Any second. He could just show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But... we stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen, and then 5 minutes became 10. What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet? Maybe he died again. What should we do? Should we keep waiting here, or what? Jesus!
Did I scare you?
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that?
What? I made you wait? You've got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait.
Huh?
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we?
What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you.
Sorry, but you're wrong. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so if it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right?
Kyoko.
If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now.
If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look. I'm here, and no rule's been broken. Kyoko! Kyoko, you're still alive? No, that's a ghost! Stop talking.
If you want to fight with the class trial, you need to save some of the fun for later, right?
But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late? I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong?
You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, I'll send your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you.
When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die? Of course I didn't die. Thank God! I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right. Now we gotta deal with a ghost. I told you, stop talking. Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long. I'll be happy when this trial is over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator. But I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So, I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor? There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that. I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then, when did you find out? Just now. I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go into a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late. I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to? Actually, to be precise, not quite. I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What? Kyoko's account has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get into trouble with Monokuma. We can go over all the details after we get through to the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation. Because this is probably the single most crucial moment for me so far. So far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. The class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her? Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Would that explain why she appeared in your room after the masked person broke in? She spotted that happening, so she sneaked in as well. And stopped the masked derp from attacking me? And ended up with the key, maybe? Who knows? Let's go! Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. And the doors slid shut. Christ, there's not many folk left, is there? This time the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. But it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was the blinding light of despair. Well, everything's gone funky here.
Ah, I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed. Let's get on with the show.
We get a game show now. And so the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. And with that, we're going to leave this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, always keep it loud, keep it heavy, and I will see you all in the next episode.